with us this week. We have USA Today authors Emily EK Murdoch, Maeve Greyson, and Dragonblade author Dragonblade author Sofie Darling. It's a lot of L's to get out there. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Good to be here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Great. So we have three releases this week that I'm really excited about. Maeve, yours is Capturing Her Highland Keeper in the Time to Love a Highlander series, and that is it. Book 4.
Book 4 in the series.
I love time travel Highlanders. Like, who doesn't love a time traveling?
Yes,
Highlander
it's just so fun to write the time travel because you have to, everybody would react differently to traveling back to a different century and then just trying to adapt. So, but this is Grant and Lila's story. And Lila, it travels back to Grant's time. And she's had a little bit of a rough life, but she's strong and she rolls with the punches. She doesn't, nothing really phases her. And she's she's kind of like if she'd been a grown woman in the 60s, she would have been a flower girl or something, because she has no problem giving away her last cent to somebody who's hungry and then not paying her electric bill and sitting in the dark with candles. I mean, that's just her theory. But now this one's a little different because her sister comes back with her twin sister.
Oh, wow.
And she and her twin sister are polar opposites. Where Lila dropped out of school and she kind of goes with the flow, Abby is a psychiatrist. And everything is fact-based. And it turns out that Lila survives better than Abby does. So
that's so much fun.
They had to help together. Now, Grant, he's kind of a wounded hero. He is trying to recover from, he's got children. He's got twins, a little boy and a little girl. And his first wife killed herself because the marriage, she hung herself. It was very bad. Well, it was an arranged marriage. She didn't love him. She loved somebody else. She hated him, but she did her and gave him some heirs. But then postpartum depression set in and she just couldn't take it anymore. So he's a little leery about, getting attached to anything. And especially some English woman who shows up wearing pants and who doesn't seem to be afraid of him, and hers fallen apart. And whenever if he says the least little wrong thing about, her sister, she just really, it's one of those things. I can pick on my sister, but if anybody else does, I'm gonna whack them, And but he's very. Of course, she draws him in, and especially because his children just love her, and so as his children kind of con him into, because he and his children share secrets, and it's kind of like, well, maybe she's not so bad after all. But then when she starts talking about time travel and trying to tell him the truth self, he immediately panics. Oh no. I found another crazy one.
There's crazy there.
Yeah, there's crazy there. Oh my God, my kids already love her. What am I going to do? He said, but he's determined and he loves her. But to protect her from herself, he locks her up in a tower. He's going to keep her safe.
We're not going to have tons of that. Come on, man.
No, she doesn't let down her hair. But, that's where the story gets to, and then we have to have a few twists and turns and enlightening factors, and all ends good.
It sounds like so much fun, and especially the fact that she came back with her sister. I love that there's somebody for her to play off of, from her contemporary time.
Her sister, like, they don't adapt to Abby quite as well as they do Lila, because everybody loves Lila. Abby's, they think she's kind of standoffish and stuck up, but she's not. She doesn't know what to do, so it's kind of developing too. So
scared can look a lot like standoffish and stuck up sometimes.
and Abby finds her happily ever after too. So.
Oh yay! In this book?
We don't leave her out in the cold. Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Of course not. We don't leave her out in the cold. So.
Awesome. Oh, too cool. That sounds like so much fun. I can't wait. So, Emily, we get another DePetris from you.
Yes, we do. This is book 3. So if you've been following the DePetris series, this is a family saga of 5 books. And we have the parents in the first book, the eldest sibling Coral in the second, and now it's Emerald's turn. Although, to be quite honest, I think she'd rather skip her turn. She is a complete Regency wallflower. She would quite like to disappear in every room she's in. And there's a little bit of tittle-tattle going on because she's getting on in years. And she's not married. She has no interest in putting herself in harm's way, which is what she essentially considers marriage to be, because then everyone's eyes will be on her, or she'll have the attention of someone all the time. So she eventually agrees with her mother a deal. She will attend 10 more balls of the season, and that is it.
That's a lot.
They will stop going on about it. This all goes swimmingly well for about 5 minutes. Because at the first ball, she meets Robert Ainsworth. Now, this is the monkey to swim more. And he has had much more troublesome time in the season than Emerald has. She's tried to avoid it. He's recently divorced. It's been a huge scandal that he's managed to hush up with an act of parliament, but he is absolutely against all love, all marriage. He's not stupid enough to put himself in harm's way again. So when they are introduced, in a rather, I think, amusing way. I wrote it, I am biased. He's expecting this, slightly older wallflower to throw herself at him. And he's rather surprised when she quite firmly tells him that she's not going to marry him and she has no interest in talking to him. And of course, he can't take a challenge and just walk by it. And he decides that he's going to have a little fun. And unfortunately for him, he finds his heart is very swiftly engaged. And it's rather scandalous, really. And that's how it all kind of starts. So there's wallflower. Oh, we've lost Evelyn, but that's fine. We're going to continue. There's wallflowers. There's a rake with a hidden past. There are hidden secrets. There's bets and wagers with overbearing mothers. Lots of family drama and a dog. So, now I'm the big face. Evelyn, do you want to be the big face?
You be the big face for now, and then we can make Sophie be the big face when it's her turn.
Yeah, I see Sophie's loving that idea.
The technical stuff doesn't happen very much anymore. Boom, there it happened. It's like, oh no.
So yeah, it's a really fun story because a lot of the books I've written for Dragonblade are kind of interconnected, but they are complete standalones. You can go in at book 10 of my 12-book series, read that and love it and love the characters. And although you can drop into this series at any point, because it's a family saga, you do get a lot more enjoyment, I think, by kind of going through it in order. And so you see characters over and over again, and you really get to fall in love with the family as a unit as well as the individuals within it. And that's something that I really enjoyed, being challenged on myself as a writer, but as a writer getting to go back and see these same characters over and over again. That's been really fun.
Yeah, I love that as a reader too. I especially love family sagas because you have a chance to get attached to everybody and see them over and over and again, and then see how their lives progress too. I love that part.
Yeah. So I love reading them, and so eventually I was like, right, it's time to write one.
Awesome. I love that Emerald is not that excited about getting married, and she found somebody who's not that excited about getting married, and then they can get married.
It would be a Dragonblade book if there wasn't a happily ever after, right?
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be a romance if there wasn't a happily ever after. That's the one promise we make.
We keep it.
You're not going to Nicholas Sparks this. If you hold on to the end, you're going to get to the good stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like so much fun. And we have one more of those coming out.
We've got two more. So we've got Micah's story. 5. Yeah, we've got Micah's story coming next. He is very much the black sheep of the family. He gets absolutely schooled by the woman who captures his heart. And then we have Sapphire, who's the baby of the family, and whose book I think, now I've written them all, I think I enjoyed writing hers the most. She's very bold, she's very brash. She has a limb difference, and so that's going to be on the cover, which I think is so important for representation. And it's my engagement of convenience, which is my favorite trope to write. So yeah, there's a lot more fun still to be had in this series.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, I'm going to move Sofie to the big space.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
So, Sofie, this is your first Dragonblade book that actually it's coming. It's today. We're recording on Thursday, so it comes out today, and then when you guys are watching this, it will be the day after. But it's Lady Amelia Takes a Lover, the first book in the Windermere's in Love series.
It is. So this is it's a family story, Windermere's in Love, and unlike Emily, I would say it's not a family saga. It's more of a family romp. It's very rompy, sexy, light kind of series. There's, a lot of fun, sexy people making some, bad, fun, sexy decisions. So, so it starts off with the Windermere siblings exiled in Italy. They're kind of naughty. And so, the youngest sibling, who will be the fourth book, Lady Delilah, she got the family exiled essentially from society. And so Lady Amelia, she's the oldest sister, and she's really trying to get back in the good graces of society. So she's had a letter writing campaign going on for the last several months. And so she's been, working it and working connections. But in the meantime, there's English society in Italy, in Florence is where it's set. And so along the way, she meets this guy who's known as the Dissolute Duke, and he's been in Italy and he's a sculptor. And she wins an auction, and she's going to be sculpted by him. It's kind of like a charity auction. And then he discovers, he discovers that she's also an artist, but she's more of a lady artist. She doesn't dabble in anything other than watercolors. And so they kind of challenge each other to deepen their art together. And sorry,
she's going to go in and out. She's just going to go in and out, I think. You just keep going, Sophie.
I'm just going to go in and out all day, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you have Tristan, and he's this big burly Duke sculptor guy. And he sees a lot in Lady Amelia that isn't so proper. And he kind of challenges her that way, and she can't resist it. So there we go. And it's part of the flame line. So it's pretty sexy. It's pretty steamy. Yeah. There's a good bit going on. So
happen to be a big fan of the Dragonblade flame line. So
yeah, it's been really fun to write.
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And there are 4 books in the series.
So 4 books in the series. There's 3 siblings and a cousin who's like a sibling. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So normally we would talk about writing stuff, but since Maeve has a time traveler thing, I always like to think about what it would be like to go back and what I would miss the most if I couldn't be here. Is there something that you guys think you would miss if you had to go back in time? What would you have to take with you other than mint chewing gum, which would be my choice?
How far back are we going? Can we pick a time that we're going back to? Because that would help knowing what the tech, what's there then.
Okay, so let's go back to Highlanders. Let's go back to Maeve's time period. Way back.
Okay, so we're talking 1722 is the year that Capturing Her Highland Keeper is set. Okay. So 18th century. I think you had tea then, so you could be you would have your tea.
Yeah.
So
would I have potatoes, wouldn't I? I'd have potatoes. Potatoes have arrived.
Yes, you would have potatoes.
All right. I think.
I live in Texas. It's like 108 degrees here. So I would miss air conditioning, really.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the melting runways, melting roofs kind of place now, aren't you? The heat has been unbearable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we had, I don't know what this is in Fahrenheit. We had 36 to 40 degrees here in England last week. What's that? Double it and add 30. So nearing 100. And I literally did almost nothing for 48 hours. And I was like, I don't know how anyone thinks in this heat. So yeah, aircon. If I've got to be in Texas in 1722, aircon, please.
I guess, yeah. But if we're with the Highlanders, I guess that's different.
Yeah, in Scotland, you do not need to worry about air conditioning.
I'm thinking coffee, because I don't think they would have coffee. Definitely toilet paper.
Yeah, any of those disposable paper product kind of things, I think would be kind of cool.
You know, I think I would miss having a proper bra. Like corsetry.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good one. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to be corseted.
And that's a big problem that Lila's with the stays and not being able to breathe, and the lady that they assigned to her gets it too tight, and she's going, "What? Do people not breathe in this city?" You know, so it's.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm kind of dependent upon mine. I would miss that. That's a good one.
I think I would take
very difficult.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you're a marathon runner.
I was going to say that just means more excuses not to run. That doesn't worry me too much.
Wouldn't there be more things facing you?
I'm going to have a Highlander to do that for me. I'm doing my own running.
There you go. Big sword, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to subcontract that out immediately. I mean, I would take pens. Like, I feel like I'd be wanting to write everything down and try to remember everything. But then, number one, I think probably a pencil's probably better. I think a pen would run out quite quick. But also, like, depending on who I ended up landing into, like, would they let me, a mere woman, start writing things down on the walls? Like, I don't know.
Well, you would just win him over so much that he did.
I mean,
you are a delight. I have no.
I will take one for the team and seduce a Highlander so that I can write things down. That's personal sacrifice. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing.
You're such a team player that way.
Yeah.
You're giving me a storyline. You know that, right?
Take it. Honestly, like maybe like a journalist slips back and she's like, I have to write this all down.
Exactly. And they think she has to hide it, because if people catch her writing, you know,
they'll burn her as a witch.
You heard it here first.
I don't think we burning the witch things. That doesn't sound like fun.
No. Honestly, Maeve, write that story. I want to read that story.
Yes. My brother researched our family tree, and we had an ancestor who was a stake.
Oh, Lord. For what?
But I understand she was very jealous of her stepdaughter, so she baked her into a pie and fed her husband. So she deserved to be burnt to stake.
Wait a minute. That's not a fairy tale. That's an actual part of your history, Maeve?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, as the only Brit in this call, I want to kind of apologize for the penal system. But then you said what she did, and I'm like, you know what? Burn her at the stake. She's feeding people.
And the cook who helped her was boiled in his own lard. So yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That might be worse.
Can you send me the links to this? Like, as a medievalist, this is fascinating. Like, I need to read all about this.
I will send it to you.
I see. I thought I had an interesting family, but you have just nailed it. Like, there's nothing in my family story like that. My goodness.
Well, we don't usually talk about
die on steroids.
Very much.
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh my. Maeve has cannibalism in her past.
I don't think she is. But anyway.
He didn't actually eat her, just everybody else did. Okay.
Yeah, she was vegan, so, yeah.
That's way better.
Thanks for the nightmares, Maeve. Thanks for the nightmares. Oh my. So, ladies, can we talk about a little bit about what's coming next for you? Emily, I've gotten a bunch of Christmas novellas come across my desk, and those are coming.
I think the technical term is all the books. I have all the books being published this year. So this year I have 6 novels, but 12 novellas publishing, all with Dragonblade.
Oh my.
So, yeah, all the books. It's a technical term. So I have 2 more books in the Tetris saga coming out this year, and that'll round off the series. But I've also got 12 books, novellas in the Flame line, which is the spicier one for those who like a little bit more heat. And they are structured around the 12 days of Christmas. So I've got 12 drummers drumming and 11 pipers piping currently up on pre-order. And they're going to be released 1 a week every week for the 12 weeks leading up to Christmas.
Wait, we're getting sexy Christmas stories. I knew there were Christmas stories, but I didn't realize they were Flame.
They're all Flame. They're my first Flame books for Dragonblade, and they are spicy. They are warming you up in the cold.
That's a whole new second stocking thing.
And that's 1 a week for 12 weeks leading up to Christmas. So yes, I've been busy. I will
never think of that song again.
You will not. I mean, trust me. Like I exclusively listened to Christmas music while I was writing these books, and I listened to like piano adaptations. Otherwise, there's no words. Otherwise, I just type the words. And for like the last day, I just listened to the piano version of 12 Days of Christmas on repeat for like 10 hours as I did my final edits. And I was like, right, I can now never listen to that again. I cannot. It's ingrained in me of particular scenes, which I think people will find very raunchy. So yeah, I can't sing that anymore.
Did you have to change the words to 12 Days of Christmas? Because I can't find that song sexy. So like how did you get that? Because I use music to get into those scenes, and that would not be the song for me.
Yeah, I mean, for some of the more raunchier ones, I just turned off the music because like I can't listen to I struggle to listen to nothing, but I've got some quite fast-paced like minimalist music that again no lyrics, it's just very kind of frantic and keeps me working. So I listen to that for those particular scenes.
Okay.
It's like setting the scene. Like honestly, I wrote this series from September of last year through to the end of March this year. So I had like September, October, November, December, January, February. So like 7 months of solid Christmas music.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. So for me, it was great. I was like, I love this music. I only get to listen to it like 1 month of the year. Now I get to listen to it all year. But even at the end, I was a bit fatigued.
The Santa baby you didn't know you wanted. Well, fun. Maeve, you have the 2 series running at the same time now, right? Time to Love a Highlander, and the you have one for the Flame line too.
Once Upon a Scot, and that next one, let me check my notes. A Scot to Love and Protect comes out in August. I have a whiteboard right here with all my little sticky notes on it.
When you guys have to look stuff up, it always makes me feel so much better that I have trouble remembering because there's so many books, and I get excited about all of them. So trying to figure out how to keep them in my head is not an insignificant task. So
thank goodness Violetta watches me so closely when she's editing my books, because sometimes the wrong character comes into the wrong book, and I'll get this little note. Where did this person come from? Because I typed the wrong name. So, God bless editors is all I can say.
Yeah.
I cannot keep it straight. But anyway, that'll be the last book of the series, and it comes out in August, and it's the final brother. So, and he's the one where he and his meant to be meet because she shoots him not once but twice with arrows. So.
I like her.
Yeah, and because she feels bad about it. He's come to help her out, and he says, "Well, all you can do, I'll accept your apology as long as you give me a kiss." And she figures, well, what harm can come from one little kiss? And well, there you go.
Yeah, that was an easy ad to do because the tagline, and I think that just went up not that long ago. The tagline was "What harm comes from one little kiss," and it's like, oh, that's yeah.
Yeah. one thing leads to another. And it's the flame line. So, and another and another and another. So.
Awesome. And Sofie, you have more books in this series, 3 more books coming out in the Windermere series?
I do. Yeah. So they'll be releasing every 2 months. So yeah, through January. And I also have a book in an anthology, a Dragonblade anthology that comes out next month. The Get Your Duke On anthology, which is been kind of fun too.
Yeah. So what thing did you pick for that one?
Nell and the Runaway Duke.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that anthology. It seems like playful and lots of fun. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. And we also have A Timeless Tale is last year's Right Stuff finalist, comes out next week. And then Get Your Duke On comes out after that. And then there's Midnight Requiem, the Halloween anthology, that comes out in late September, I think. And then Duke and Winder. So we've got lots and lots of fun stuff coming up.
And pre-ordered, yes, all of them.
Yeah.
And they're such good value. Like, if you've never tried out a Dragonblade anthology before, you get like, what, 10, 15, 20 stories sometimes, depending on the anthology.
For 99 cents. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Exactly. And such good quality.
Yes.
I love being able to recommend Dragonblade books because it almost doesn't matter what you like to read in historical romance. There's somebody in the Dragonblade family for everybody, and you can count on getting a good quality story every time. So no, it's I love that. I love that part. But yeah, and we just finished Christmas in July this week, which was like all the Christmas stories ever, like 41 of them. It was all the Christmas stories.
A bunch of them, yeah. Because it was 2 anthologies. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there was 2 years worth of anthologies. So so that's lots and lots of stories. So those are all still available too. So if you are melting in Texas with Sofie or anywhere else in the country where you're
if you're melting with Sofie in Texas or elsewhere, buy the Christmas anthology because Evelyn needs to get new internet or something. I don't know.
We need to buy Evelyn Wi-Fi. Yeah.
I know we need to get her Wi-Fi. But yes, lovely readers, get your
technology day.
You cursed yourself because you said we hadn't had any trouble in a while.
You jinxed it. You totally jinxed it.
Yeah.
And it's you.
Myself. Well, ladies, this has been a delight talking today, even with all the technology problems. I appreciate you being patient with me while I pop.
Oh, that's perfect. That is we could not have got that any better timed.
She's working at it. Yep, there she is.
Hey!
Emily, can you wrap us up?
Thank you so much, Sofie. Thank you so much, Maeve. Thank you so much, me. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Please make sure that you grab these books this week. They are typically 99 cents when they're just released, so you get an absolute bargain. And Evelyn will be back next week with other authors to talk about more exciting books. So I don't know what time it is with you, but this time every week we are here. Is that all right?
It's like you don't need me at all anymore. Ladies, thank you so much. This was an absolute treat. I appreciate you taking the time to do it and bearing with the technical difficulties. We'll see everybody next week, same time. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.